Ebro in the morning, Laura Styles and Rosenberg. Robin Thicke's here. Woo!
I love this guy.
Talking about hand jobs. If you just
Sorry.
Excuse us. He's a gentleman. You don't talk about those things.
No.
Hey, but I got to tell you, Robin, right out of the gate, you're looking much better than the last time you came in here.
Yeah, you probably.
You were one notch from this the last time we saw you.
Yeah. Emotionally.
Yeah, you were like champagne and cigarettes, and just you look fresh. You look refreshed.
Thank you.
Are you feeling much better than you did a year ago?
Yes, sir.
Really, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Because I've been broken up with before, and I spent a year face down on the couch before. Like I've done that before.
Yeah. No, I think that the other thing was I never stopped working, so I was I kept trying to make music while I was dealing with all those things, and then I made myself a very hectic schedule. So emotionally, physically, I was done at that
So you
point.
took a much needed break.
Yeah, actually, I've really never taken a break since I was 16. I've been writing and producing and singing since I was 16 professionally, and I'd never taken a month off, let alone 3 or 4. So it was the right time.
Did you stopped? Your schedule's busy. You stopped finally.
We just stopped. We shut off
everything.
We canceled everything, shut off everything, and I just spent time with my family and my son.
And was that cleansing? Were there hard? Like, what was? Did you lay face down on the couch for a good 2 weeks and just cry? Like, did you let it out?
I think at first I poured it all into songwriting,
right?
And then when I released the album and it wasn't well received, I realized I had lost my perspective. I had lost my head there for a minute. So I just really focused on taking care of my son. Getting up every day, taking him to school, bringing it. Just being with him, because when you have a kid, you can't think about yourself all the time. Until he goes to bed, and then it's back to the
what the fuck is going on?
No. But yeah, I think it was just some time to get perspective on everything was what I needed.
So I consider, as far as artist relationships go, I consider the one with you a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Someone we always speak honestly to.
Absolutely.
And we're big. I'm not going to lie. We're biased. We're big supporters of you. Right. So when that album came out, not received the way it did, and articles start coming out like it only sold 11 copies in Europe, and I was like, this sort of seems like I'm not saying the album was well received or whatever, but it seemed like there was almost a bit of an agenda of like, Robin Thicke was hot for a minute. That minute's over. Like, did you feel like people were kind of coming for you?
Well, I think I kind of asked for it. If I would have been patient and but I had so many reasons to make that album and name it Paul. I had so many reasons going on, and at the time I thought I was doing the right thing for everyone involved. And then after I took some time off and had some perspective, I realized I should have focused on my personal life first. And even if I wanted to write songs, I shouldn't have tried to sell it, promote it, sing it. I wasn't ready to publicly even speak about it, which is why I was a mess by the time I showed up to you guys.
Right.
I just wasn't even ready to.
So you think it looked like instead of going home and feeling what it looked like you just turned around and tried to sell it.
Exactly.
So you think that's why you deserved it, because that's how it kind of appeared.
Because it actually ended. I didn't see that that's what was happening anyway. But I had always done that. My music's always been autobiographical, and I've always made songs that were about my life and then sold it and then promoted it. So it didn't feel different at the time, but I didn't realize it was a more sensitive subject that needed some time to
there's learning in that for us.
Why?
Because we jump on this radio all the time and give our personal lives and talk about our family, and we talk about our women and all of that.
No, listen, I've had a lot of situations over the years where my wife has come to me and been like, over time I've learned a little bit. Now I'll tell you guys in the room, and I'll be like, this isn't ready for the air yet. Because she'll be like, I get that you say things with the personal, but we're still in the middle of the thing.
Right.
Can you not go on the air and air the whole thing out? Because then I have people in my life, because we didn't think about Paula.
Well, our issue was different. We weren't in the middle of anything. It was an ode. It was just an ode to the feelings that I was going through at the time about the situation.
But was she annoyed with having to deal with the album coming out and being about her?
Not at all.
Really? So with her,
the audience was annoyed because they loved you guys as a couple, and they hadn't gotten their closure. Probably.
Exactly. The phrase "too soon" applied. It was just way too soon for me to stand out there and say, buy my music, as you don't even know what she's going through, how she feels about it. So it was just too many question marks, I think, for it to be supported properly.
Fucking bravo, man.
Yeah.
A lot of artists can't sit here and do this.
Oh, no.
Well, and say like that was fucked up.
Like, I fucked up. Right. Like, you know how many people dodge the I fucked up?
The label, what happened with the label was they was never fucking with me.
No, I mean the management, they didn't want me to put it out. Pretty much everybody said, I don't know if this is a good idea, and I said, no, this is my heart. This is what needs to be said. The story needs to be told. It's my closure. And even though it was good for me to write the songs, I think the problem was I just should have waited until I knew it was the right thing to do to release it.
What was does it annoy you that it's already out as opposed to if you'd waited and in 3 years you'd put out an album called Paula and it was about your whole relationship, or you wouldn't have wanted to have done that?
No, I don't have any regret that I made the music, and I don't regret putting it out. I think the regret was trying to sell it. The regret was going out on stage and try to smile when I don't want to smile and sell a product that I don't want to sell.
Yeah, that's true. That's a hard thing. Well, I was wondering if there's a little extra element that makes the situation hard for you because you're a white dude who's been embraced so much in black culture, and you divorced your black wife. You guys now got divorced.
Right.
Is there an extra element that makes that
black
complicated?
women came for Robin Thicke who were big fans of your music, right? And do you feel like that? Do you feel like that?
I don't. I mean, we didn't have a hit song. We had a good song. But it wasn't like we had some monster hit, and I just wanted to get it out. I just wanted to tell the story,
right?
And we just put it out, and the public spoke, and the public didn't speak about the quality of it as much as we just don't want to. We don't want
this.
We don't want it.
We don't want it.
And
we want you and Paula,
and then complicated with how massive Blurred Lines was.
Yeah, coming off of all that and those own controversies and all those big stories.
And no matter what happened after Blurred Lines, there was always going to be compared to that success. So
right. Well, that's why
catch some of that too.
Well, that's what's funny when they're talking about how much I sold in Europe or something. None of my other albums ever sold in Europe. None of them.
Only Blurred Lines.
Only Blurred Lines. So I'm like, wait, I'm just back to usual.
That's so true.
Yeah, you guys acting like I took a step back. I just went home.
That's it.
So what's this album about?
Well, this album's called Morning Sun, and it's not going to come out till the new year. I still want to take my time. This time I'm going to take a long time with it. But, it's about just fresh starts, new beginnings, that bright new day when you wake up and there's still hope and there's still time and there's still a chance, to have a great life. And for me, her and I were together for so long, you kind of, your whole life revolves around each other. So once we were broken up, I had to open up a bunch of other windows, and that became a better relationship with my mother and father, a better relationship with my aunts and uncles, a better relationship with my cousins, my younger brother, and of course, most importantly, my son, who once I put all that time into that relationship, then I realized that everything was going to be okay, and then I started calling on other great songwriters and producers to try to create a new sound instead of trying to do it all myself and stuff like that. I just wanted to make it fun and make some happy music because I needed to be happy. So I wanted to make some happy music.
And in this project, you have a new single with Nicki Minaj, Back to Back.
Yeah, Back Together.
Oh, Back Together,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was really cool. I met with Max Martin and Savin last year, and they were working with The Weeknd, the Can't Feel My Face, and they were working with a lot of great R&B soul cats, and I got really lucky that they played me this song, and it was called Back Together, and I related to wanting to get myself back together,
get my life back
stuff
together,
back together, and needing love or friendship or just wanting to get to that point. So the song, I really related to it, even though I didn't write it. I related to it.
But now, has anyone come for you been like, back together? Y'all ain't back together.
Right. Well, no, that's the first thing you want to think. But luckily, I didn't write it, so it doesn't matter what they say.
It wasn't me. I'm just singing the song, guys.
It wasn't me.
Well, speaking of getting your life back together, so you have a new relationship now, and I saw it's so funny because I saw Robin Thicke is engaged, and then I saw you tweeted like, "What? I'm not engaged." So how did that even start?
What's crazy is for some reason the last year, and I guess it's once the media turns on you for a while, there hasn't been one true story in the last year. I mean, except for that I was in that city when they told that story. They'll make up anything salacious, to
get some clicks or sell a newspaper. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, anything. So and plus because I was gone, I disappeared for a year, and I'm not, coming back and saying anything against it. So they just kind of do whatever they want. But here I am, I'm getting calls from family members going, "Heard you're engaged." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Jeez.
Is that a pretty far off thing for you right now? You're not thinking about
Oh yeah, that's pretty far off, like Jupiter far off.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to ask you too. After being married for so long, having a son, do you get married again? Like, how does I know people do it.
I'm a romantic. I'm
a
songwriter. My favorite city's Paris, so anything can happen.
right. So you won't say never say never. Never say never, but it's not in your plans, right?
It's just not
It's
right
not in
now.
my plans right now. I just want to. I'm married to the music right now, and my life this year has really been wonderful. I'm having a great time. I'm closer with my family and friends than I've ever been because of that transfer. And my relationship with my son is wonderful, and I'm just trying to take it one day at a time instead of ask for too much too soon.
Has your dad, every time you're here, you tell us something, Sage, that your dad has told you, and usually in your dad's voice.
And I was going to say we need dad's voice.
Yeah, and have you gotten anything from your dad recently? Any gems from?
Well, my dad and I last year he was very helpful, but then he was very scared for me. And when a father gets scared, sometimes he can be unhelpful. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So the ultimate respect that I have from my father, we had to kind of talk it out and say, you know what, let's just be father, son. Don't be entertainment business coach right now, So and that made our relationship better too. Now we just enjoy each other's friendship instead of trying to wrangle each other into what he would want me to do or stuff like that.
Well, that's got to be an interesting situation because you have a father who was very successful in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely.
And he's had a pretty, as far as I remember, unblemished reputation for like his entire life.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have social media back then.
Yeah, I know. Who knows?
Correct.
Who knows what he was out there doing? Let's be honest. I mean, he could have been wilding out, but we didn't see it. All I see now is he pops up on random commercials. I hear his voice. What commercial does he do right now?
Are you looking for a timeshare in Las Vegas? 2 weeks stay. Call this number.
I know. I was like, Alan? Why's Robin's dad here? All of a sudden.
But yeah, no, my dad is an amazing guy and Mr. Charming, and I think it's just about as you grow with your family and your parents, and your relationship changes. When you have a kid, your relationship changes with your parents. When all these little things. So last year being the first year that things didn't go right for me. And because I always grew up thinking I knew what I was doing, So then last year, but it was cool. I got to ask him for his advice for the first time. I got to really keep prodding him. What should I do? What should I do? And then it got to a point where, you know what? Let's chill out. And now I know
enough advice.
Now now I know what I'm doing, Dad. I appreciate it.
You're the oldest, right?
No, I have an older brother, 2 years older. Yeah.
Who has kids?
He has one son, yeah.
Okay. So there's still not a ton of grandkids, though.
No, my son, his son, and then we have an 18-year-old, my younger brother Carter, who's going to USC. Very proud of him.
There you go, Carter.
USC,
nice.
Little smart kid.
So first of all, obviously your parents must be super into your son, and how is the relationship with everyone? Is everything still all good?
Yeah. I mean, luckily, Paula is an amazing parent, and her mother, and I mean the whole family. We're all in cahoots to give the kid the best life possible. So that's luckily when you have that priority, you can put him first, and you don't have to worry about the petty stuff.
That's good.
We don't have all we know is the top of the year for the album. That's what we know right now. We don't have a set date.
Yeah, no, I'm really taking my time.
So we're gonna chill. So we may see 2 or 3 singles before even out.
We already have them. We're ready. We're just
locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
People are into really sequel albums these days. Have you considered dropping Paula 2 next year?
Things that should not happen. And so any other, I heard you talk about working with Max Martin, not doing everything yourself, seeking other musicians and working on other types of music, right? Are there any sounds or artists or producers we're going to hear from working with Robin Thicke that we wouldn't expect?
Well, yeah, I got a couple records with Mustard that I really like. And what's cool
DJ
about
Mustard and Robin Thicke.
I want to hear this.
Well, what's cool about it is that we did it together where I would go in and I'd play the piano. I'd play my song for him, and then he would DJ Mustard it. So it's kind of it's a little different.
Put some mustard on it.
So it's a little
some Dijon.
He puts that Dijon on. So it's a little more grown, but it's still got some young flavor to it.
I'm
so
very interested in that.
It's nice.
And then anyone else other than Mustard?
The second single after the Back Together record is one with Juicy J that's really cool.
Yo, this Juicy J guy.
I'm telling you, Juicy.
This guy.
And you know how it happened? I had cut the record.
Too much. Enough is enough.
I cut the record with these producers, the Futuristics, and he just happened to be in the studio next door and heard the song.
That's
playing
how it happened.
and
That's how it happens, you
Can I tell you
see?
something?
He just walks up
cut
like,
it,
it's
just
me,
went and cut it.
Mr. Feature, Juicy J. Someone need a verse? You're like, damn it, there he is again. Fine,
killed
get
it.
on the song.
He killed it. He killed it.
That's what he does.
In fact, it was so good that when I heard the version, I went back and asked him to put a second verse on it. So now it goes back and forth because his verse was so great.
Yo, this guy Juicy J just keeps winning. The last Juicy J combo we had. So obviously we known Juicy J 3-6 Mafia. We've seen him come up.
Of course.
But then all of a sudden he's on the Katy Perry hit song.
Yeah.
Then Katy Perry does a Super Bowl. And we're like, yo, if fucking Juicy J gets in that fucking Super Bowl.
But she shut him down.
He never made the Super Bowl, but
now I
here
feel
he
bad.
is again.
But always bad.
I felt bad when he didn't
He
make the
got
Super
an
Bowl.
Oscar, though. He got
He
an
got
Oscar.
an Oscar,
Oscar, too.
Yeah, let him live, man. Why you
No,
hating
I'm
on
not
Juicy
mad.
J?
I'm not mad at
God.
Juicy J. That's not it. That's not it.
just
He
amazed.
It's amazing
It is
that the
amazing.
guy from 3-6 Mafia gets all of these pop looks.
Keeps going.
That's amazing to me. And I love it.
It is.
Yo, I don't know what you're allowed to say or not say. Is the shit with the Pharrell song done yet?
No, actually, it's a very complicated situation. We're still in litigation. The reports that you read about online and in the papers are mostly off.
Yeah, I was going to say they're very incorrect.
The judgment, the jury made their decision, but the judge has. There's still so many other factors that haven't been weighed in. So I don't know much about it. I just
keep it moving.
I just keep it moving. I just try to make just in case I got to pay the bill. I'm just making music.
Right, exactly. Hold that on the
And that's what I
side.
was going to ask too, because this may not necessarily fall on Robin and Pharrell, right? It may not actually be their money that they have to pay up. It might be publishing, it might be record labels, it might be someone else. Correct? It may not even happen.
It's
that
much
way.
more complicated than I could have ever imagined.
Are you and Pharrell good?
Oh yeah. We made a couple new records for the new album. Yeah,
So why didn't you
Pharrell-
tell me that when I asked?
What? I'm sorry.
Save that. The Pharrell ones. Oh yeah, and I worked with another guy from Virginia. He's okay.
Oh yeah, no, Pharrell. Yeah.
Well, they've been making
When you
records
said
together for
new
so
guy,
long.
I thought
You're right.
you
I
said
did.
new sounds.
I did say new.
So, yeah.
I did say.
And Mustard was the guy I hadn't worked with before.
There
True,
you go.
true. There you go. Robin Thicke. We know he's not getting married.
No.
We know he feels like shit because of the Paula album.
But he's doing better.
He's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Got a girlfriend, right? Did you confirm that?
Well,
He didn't actually confirm it.
No, let's just say that through a very difficult time, she's been an amazing friend.
Okay,
That's-
awesome.
Okay.
I totally accept that.
Good
friend.
Have album day. I think we covered a lot of ground. Are you?
You feel good about it? Do you feel good about the ground we covered here? Because I don't want you walking out of here and being like those fucking guys.
No,
they-
you know, I love you guys, man.
And also like do you feel have things normalized at all? Because like it just looks so crazy like, from the outside looking in. Like, and this has happened before. Like maybe like I think Kevin Hart's maybe an example. Like people who were in our world. You're here, it's cool, life is great, you're a star, you're doing great, Panties on stage, Madison Square Garden Theater, 7,000 seats, awesome, to like, Robin fucking Thicke! Like, are you happy?
I'm
feel more
definitely
normal.
I'm definitely happy. It is the strange part is the paparazzi and the lies. Like I mean, imagine
I can't.
every couple days if there was just an article and then people are texting you about a lie that has no truth to it about your life.
And you have to get those texts from people that you love and care
Yeah,
about too,
yeah.
and you don't want to be like, dude, fuck off. What are you talking about? They just care.
That's
they're reading
the tough
it.
part. But I'll take it if I have to.
Well, and then the fucked up part is you can't really respond because if you respond,
Then you look
you're
guilty
fueling
of some
it, or
sort,
you're
yeah.
you know what I
Right.
mean. In some way, you're giving it another news cycle if you respond.
Yeah.
So it's fucked up for you, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm
just
definitely
kidding,
not
I'm kidding.
complaining.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
he's still
once
good.
once I got my head on straight, because I think that whole year just kind of just lost my way for a minute, but feeling very well.
I got to tell you though, the good thing about you, Robin, you are not someone who like hides it well. So whenever you have a problem, people will be able to help you out.
Yeah.
Like you walked in, we were like, "Oof, Robin, how you doing?" And you said it. You were like, your beard was out of control, your tie was all undone.
You had a cup of something nice.
You had a cup. You had a cup with you. It's like it's been champagne and cigarettes for the last 2 weeks. Like you sound like Alan Thicke, but you look like Alan someone else. You look like Alan Alda. I don't know.
Alan Alda. That's right. That's about right. I love it.
that was funny.
When I like to wear my heart on my sleeve.
No, but honestly, it is a good thing. First of all, it's good for your fans, and second of all, for your team around you. When people come to you and like, "Yo, we need to fix shit up."
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's much better. I think there's a danger in people who are too good at covering up what's wearing on them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm the same way. Like they know if something happens with me, God forbid something happened with Leslie, they just know they wouldn't see me. 6 months, you'd be like, well, Rosenberg went on sabbatical.
And
I'll come back. I'll come back.
I'm so fucked up. I'll go broadcast live from right outside his house. Like, yo, we're here at the scene.
It's going down. We knew he'd eventually fuck up, and he has.